It's my great pleasure to welcome you all to this 7 days faculty development program, Research Methodology for Social Sciences, organized by Department of Business Studies, Sri Manakuranagar Engineering College. Thank you for joining us today in this virtual space. We are thrilled to have such an esteemed group of educators, academicians, and professionals with us. This FDP aims to bring together experts and participants to share insights, knowledge, and innovative practices which enhances teaching and learning in ever evolving academic landscape. We are committed in making this program an engaging and enriching for all of you. A few words about our college. Under the management of Sri Manakuranagar Educational Trust, Sri Manakuranagar Engineering College was founded in 1999. It has been continuously acknowledged for its outstanding academic performance and associated with Pondicherry University. In its most recent evaluation, the NAC awarded Grade A rating for accreditation. As we are celebrating the 25th anniversary, the college is dedicated to offering top-notch quality of education. Sri Manakuranagar Educational Trust established School of Arts and Science in the year 2021. It is affiliated to Pondicherry University. UGC awarded the autonomous status in the year 2019. The school provides a wide range of undergraduate and postgraduate programs in arts, commerce, and science disciplines. About Department of Business Studies, it has established in the year 2021. The department goal is to give students a thorough education that gives them the attitudes, abilities, and information needed to succeed in the fast-paced business environment. Programs offered by the department are BBA General, BBA FinTech and Digital Banking, BBA Business Process Management, BCom Corporate Secretaryship, and BCom Computer Application. I now invite Professor and Head Dr. G. Balasindil Kumar, Department of Business Studies, to welcome the people.
Mute போடாம பேசுறாரு பாலு சார். மியூட் ஆன் பண்ணல அவரு. பாலு சார் பேசுறது மியூட்லயே இருக்குமா?
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Yes. A very good afternoon to all of you present here through a virtual mode. It's my great pleasure in welcoming you all to the inauguration of 7 days faculty development program on research methodology for social sciences, which actually starts today and ends next week on 10th December. This FDP intends in introducing the participants with the research methodology covering the complete research process. So it's my honor and privilege to welcome all of you present here. My heartfelt welcome to our chairman sir, secretary sir, and treasurer sir. It's my honor to welcome our director cum principal sir, Dr. VSK Venkatachalapathy sir, for providing us facilities for all our endeavors. With a great joy and pleasure, I welcome Dr. S. Muthulakshmi, Dean, School of Arts and Science, who always support us, inspire us, motivate us in all our departmental activities. We are happy to welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for the welcome, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So I would like to extend a pleasant welcome to all the heads of various departments in the School of Arts and Science, and a very pleasant welcome to my fellow colleagues. I extend a warm welcome to all the participants from various colleges, institutions, universities across the country. I'm happy to invite few participants who are also joining from outside the country. So I ensure the participants that you'll have a very good learning experience. It is a collaborative learning for the next 7 days. Welcome you all, my dear participants. Once again, I extend a gracious and cheerful welcome to all of you present here through virtual mode. Welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I now invite our respected Dean Ma'am, Dr. S. Muthulakshmi, School of Arts and Science, SMBC, to deliver the inaugural address.
So very good afternoon to everyone who have really given your appreciations by means of participating in this wonderful workshop, wonderful FDP for 7 days. Let it be a first step for achieving betterment in every aspect for the Department of Business Studies of our SMBC School of Arts and Science. At the outset, definitely, I should really express my sincere gratitude to our Chief Patron, Sri M. Dhanshekaran Sir, Chairman cum Managing Director, Narayana Swami, Dr. K. Narayana Swami, Secretary of our institution, then Sri T. Rajarajan Sir, Treasurer, and Architect Velayudham Sir, Joint Secretary, for their immense appreciation and support in every aspect of our institution. Then definitely it would be really a failure when I don't thank our respected beloved Dr. V.S.K. Venkatachalapi sir, Director cum Principal of SMBC, and he is the inspiration force for everything whatever we do in both academic as well as non-academic things. Definitely, it would be a pleasure for me to appreciate the efforts taken by the Department of Business Studies. My sincere appreciations to Dr. G. Bala Sendil Kumar, Professor and Head Department of Business Studies, and our Professor Kripa Shankar sir, who coordinates the workshop in a very well manner, and all other faculties, including Anand sir and everybody who have spent time to arrange everything, starting from invitation till the workshop mode or virtual mode. And special appreciations to the resource persons. I'm very happy to see that my faculties, our own faculties of Department of Business Studies, have taken that enthu and pivotal role in playing a very fantastic resource person role in case of this workshop. And I appreciate, last but not least, I appreciate all the participants for your venture in participating in this FDP program. Whatever challenges and whatever things we have to correct it, please make us a note in the form of mail or whatever it is, so that we will correct it in near future. And my sincere blessings to everyone who have spent their time in the way of participation. And what gives me more happiness is I heard that it is 240 plus participants for today's workshop, today's FDP session. And I've seen the list of institutions. It goes from University of Madras, Tiruvallur University, Himachal Pradesh University, Sangam University, Ayagappa University, Karaikudi, MKU, Madurai, Periyar University, Amit University, Lucknow, Annamala University, Dr. MGR Educational Research Institute, Christ University, Bangalore, of course, Savitri Bai Pule University from Pune, Central University of Punjab, Sastra Deemed University, Tamil Nadu, Presidency University, Acharya University, Bangalore, Krishna Devaraya University from AP, Pondicherry University from Pondicherry. So this really shows that the team of Department of Business Studies have taken a lot of efforts in organizing this. The more and more participants we have, definitely it will be a more productive workshop. Thanks for the opportunity given. My extended appreciation to everyone who have worked for this. Thank you so much for the opportunity provided. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspirational and motivating words. It is all because of your motivation we are able to organize such kind of workshops.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring words and valuable insights. It's now time to introduce about the resource person. Professor M. Divya is an accomplished assistant professor with vast years of teaching experience at both undergraduate and postgraduate level, specializing in elementary business analytics, statistical skills, and management studies. She holds an MBA in HR and systems with a distinction of Pondicherry University, third rank, and a BTech in computer science engineering with distinction in Pondicherry University, 15th rank. In addition, she has 2 years of industrial experience in coding, C, C++, Java, and HTML, and she has wide experience in HR recruitment and administrative management. She combines academic expertise with the practical industry insights. Her technical proficiency spans programming, database management, and SPSS software. She is also a qualified UGC NET candidate and making her a well-rounded, educated, and professional. Now I'm handing over the session to Professor M. Divya. Thank you, ma'am.
A warm welcome to all the participants. Have an enlightening afternoon. This is Mrs. Divya, Assistant Professor, Business Studies, School of Arts and Science, Sri Manakula Vinayagar Engineering College. I here to present day one session. The topic is about Introduction to Research. So let's start with the session. I will share the PPT here. If you have any queries, you can post your queries in chat box. Okay, today topics covered are research definition, why research, importance or characteristics of good research process, research methodology, types of research and sampling types. First, research. Generally, the research has two parts. One is re and search. Re defines as again or repeat or any other things. And search, it means that finding out something. It actively participating in the research. We have some phenomena. Okay, person will observe the phenomena and collect the data and analyze that data and making the conclusion. Okay, so generally here, the word itself, it clearly defining as we are finding some new information through some phenomena. Okay, so the meaning of research, it is a process to discover new knowledge to find answers to your questions. So as a researcher, when will we go for these researches? When we need some answers for any questions, when we face some problems in the real world or any area, we cannot limit to the particular area. We can extend our knowledge to any of the fields. So this is the basic meaning of research. And next one is research definition. There is a number of definitions are available, which is given by many authors. The mainly we can say research as a systematic process of collecting and analyzing the data. So and then to solve the problem. To solve problem, we will undergo some scientific study. So and we will understand the study and communicate that study to the world. So these are the n number of definitions which is given by the authors. So why we calling research a systematic process? Because we have some. Okay. So next one is systematic process. The definition itself it clearly defines us. It is a systematic process. What is systematic process? Systematic, it means the structured. Okay. So first one is planning a research method. When we go for research, we have to plan some research methods. What are the things we carry out throughout the process? Okay. So after defining the research methodology, we have to determine the data collection methodologies. Okay, so who are the respondents of our research? What are the methods we have to carry out to collect the data from the respondents? Next one is explaining the data. How will we explain the data? Through the analysis? Okay, there are many softwares are available in market to analyze data. In traditionally we use a manual method like correlations, regressions. There are many statistical tools are available. We used manually to predict and interpret the data, but nowadays we have many n number of softwares are available in market. So example, we are using familiarly is statistical packages for social science. So using that, we will clearly explain the data, how it is interpreting us. And finally, from that interpretation, we can easily find the what are the problems arised in the study. So these are the process we have to carry out. These are the just a sample general process will be carried out. There are many steps available in research process. It will be seen in coming sessions. So I hope you are cleared about the basic meaning of research and systematic, research definition, right? Research, it means repeating or doing again and again to finding something, to discover new knowledge and finding answers to your questions. And then research definition, it means that it is a systematic process and to solve the problem using scientific study, and it is a function to understand the study and to communicate to the world. So these are the basic research definitions and meanings. So I told you why it is called a systematic process. Okay, next topic is why research. So what is the purpose of research? Why we are going for research? So these are the 5 essential things we are going to carry out this research. First one is to solve real world problems, to generate knowledge, new knowledge, decision making, improve practices and efficiency, and last one is drive innovation. So these are the main framework that we are going to undergo the research. So I will explain you one by one with an example. First one is to solve real world problems. What it means? Nowadays we are facing many problems. Like recent days uh, we are experiencing the climate changes and education policies. In these various fields, we are experiencing many real world problems. We have to we have to know want the immediate solution to the particular problem we are undergoing the research. We can take the one example, that is we are familiar with this COVID-19 pandemic, right? So on that time, many people are faced to face this pandemic and caused the millions of deaths in the global level. Not only in death, in every field, economic destruction and strain on healthcare system worldwide. So everything will be affected. Okay, so if the person wants to found the new vaccines to that pandemic, so it is also comes under the research type, because this is real world problems, right? Because pandemic is causing the global level. It directly impacting the human death, causing death. So we have to know the immediate solution for this problem. So for this reason, so we have to make the medicines to the research, right? So researchers around the world quickly organized to understand the virus and develop treatments. Okay. So this type of research, we can call it as extensive research. Through some mRNA technologies, they found some medicine for the COVID-19 pandemic, and then they tested many people, right? Not only they doesn't introduce that medicine to the real world indirectly. They tested, they done test to the people whether it is working or not. After that, the vaccines will be produced to the market. So, what is the outcome of this research is the vaccines proved to be effective in preventing severe illness and death, so significantly reducing the spread of the virus and helping to end the pandemic. This research saved countless lives and helped restore normalcy to society. So these are the real world problems. So it will be solved through this research only. Next topic is next research purpose is to generate new knowledge. It means that the discovery of new facts, theories, and innovation that expand human knowledge and capabilities. If researcher wants to know the any theoretical concept of a particular area, they can go for the research. Example, we can take it as a discovery of penicillin. In 19th century and before, even bacterial infection fevers also considered as a deadly virus. Okay, nowadays we are considering COVID-19 as a very deadly virus, but in 19th century, even bacterial infection also considered as a deadly virus. So there were very few treatments are available to treat that bacterial infection. So only in 1928, Scottish scientist Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. How they discovered that penicillin antibiotic means he just undergone the research to know the bacteria. I mean, how the bacteria are growing, how bacteria are. Playing the vital role in a particular area. That time only he noticed that there is some situation is happening that bacteria are killing something like some viruses are killing by themselves. So he noted something. So through these penicillin notatum, he observed that it is also act as a antibiotics for the treatment to treat the bacterial infection. So that for these research, they just go to find the theoretical concepts behind these, bacteria. But from that, he discovered something that is bacteria infection is killed by these penicillin notatum. So finally, they found the antibiotics. So these research outcome, it clearly shows that antibiotic revolutioning medicine and saving millions of lives. This discovery stemmed from careful observation and scientific research. So we can call it as scientific research through the bacterial infection. So they found the some antibiotic penicillin medicine to treat this infection. So here they generating the new knowledge. Next one is decision making purpose. Not it is we can take many decision nowadays. There is many change management are occurring in the worldwide, not only in particular field, even healthcare, policy, uh, business, and everywhere there are many things are happening worldwide. So for that reason, we need some to take decision. We need have some attribute some things to make the decision finally. So how we have to take research, I mean a decision means through some research. Without knowing anything, we can't take any research, no. I mean decision, no. We have to collect some information, some data regarding the topic, and then we have to make some decision. So for that reason, we can undergo this research. For example, I have taken the example climate change research and policy development. Okay, so how these climate changes impacting the world and environment and public health, how the government have to take the policies to avoid these situations, to stable these situations. Okay, so first problem is climate change poses us serious threats to the environment, economies, and public health. Policymakers and governments need to understand the causes and impacts to take appropriate action. So these are the problem identified through this climate change research and policy development. So as a researcher, they have two decades of research into climate change, carbon emissions and the environment have shown that human activities such as burning fossil fuels contribute to global warming. Studies using climate models and data from ice cores, ocean temperatures and atmospheric patterns have provided strong evidence for these claims. Okay, so we have to collect the data like that only. So through studies like climate models and data, from where we have to the what are the sources to collect that data is regarding climate changes, ice core, ocean temperature and atmospheric patterns. So these are the proper evidence to carry out this research. So finally, what is the outcome of this research is based on this research, governments and international bodies like the United Nations have implemented policies to reduce emissions, transition to renewable energy, and protect vulnerable ecosystems. Research has led to the creation of international agreements like the Paris Agreements, which aims to limit global warming. So many decisions are taken by the government by considering these factors before doing the research. I mean, they will they will identify some problems, they will collect the information regarding that problems and go for the research. After that, only government or any officials will take the decision and implement into the real world. So for these policy making also we are going for only research. Through research only everything will be happen in every field, not only in particular field, all the field which is occurred in the global wide, we are going for this decision making process through the research. And next one is to improve practices and efficiency. So what it means, research helps improve methods, techniques and systems, making them more effective and efficient. Consider our teaching methodologies. Nowadays, we can compare our traditional methods of teaching and nowadays teaching. Nowadays, there are more teaching methodologies are emerged for any situation. Even though nowadays, even the colleges and schools are given holidays, we are going through the online teaching methodology. So these are also the one of the things which is emerged through this research only. So maybe not in India, it may be happened in last 4 to 5 years after pandemic only we are carrying out these online teaching methodology. But in some countries are already implemented. We can also came across the online courses, right? So online courses here we are learning our we are enhancing our knowledge through the online courses. So these are also the one of the practices which is made by the students or even teachers to enhance upskill ourselves towards the knowledge. So this can be achieved through the research. How it is impacted? They will one of the researcher definitely found the what are the impact caused by the online course, online learning, everything will be they researched and given output to the world. Through that only we are we are undertaking as a teacher, we are undertaking this type of methodology uh, to teach these students, right? So example, education, research and teaching methods. I have taken the example for these purposes, teaching methodologies. Problem is traditional education methods may not be effective for all students. Educators need to understand how different teaching strategies impact learning. So, researchers over the years, educational researchers have studied various teaching methods such as collaborative learning, project based learning, and use of technology in classrooms. Studies on student motivation, cognitive development, and learning styles have helped shape modern educational approaches. Through this research, the researchers have found many methods like motivating the students and improving their cognitive and learning styles. Everything will be shaped through these modern educational approaches. So, what is the outcome for this research is research has led to the development of based evidence-based teaching practices that improve student engagement and outcomes. Really, it is a very tedious situation as a teacher we are facing in the education field is students engagement through our teaching methodologies. So we have to improve our teaching methodologies, students to engage and learn something new things. So we have to find further, we have to find. So nowadays students are not they are expecting any different visual aids and many teaching ICT tools are expecting to us because chat GPTs are emerged and everybody using chat GPT. It gives the many knowledge behind teacher knowledge, I think so. So as a teacher, we have to improve our teaching methodology which is related to the chat GPT, right? So these are the things which has happened through the research. And the next topic is, next purpose is to drive innovation. This innovation is you're identifying, creating a new thing, right? Research is that heart of technological and scientific innovation, leading to new products, services, and solutions. So these through research are developing many technology also playing a vital role through the research. Okay, so through research only new technologies are emerging in the market like artificial intelligence. Everything will be problems which is identified from the humans, business, and everywhere which is identified by the researcher. After that problem, they are identifying the new products, services, solutions to betterment of that people. So here I taken the example of development of smartphones. The need for portable communication and computing devices that could integrate multiple functions. That is the problem that is identified. Just assume that problem. And as a researcher, we can go for the extensive research in field like telecommunication, computer science, and material science, led to the development of smaller or more powerful processor, touchscreens, and wireless communication technologies. Companies like Apple and Samsung invested heavily in research and development. Like companies like Apple and Samsung, they are competitively, they are introducing the new gadgets to the people, uh, like a wireless device. They are making all the technological device into the wireless. That's all. Then, what is the outcome for this research? Is the smartphone revolutionized how people communicating, how accessing the information and conducting the business. It brought together the functions of phone, camera, computer, GPS, and more in a single device, transforming the daily life and creating new industries. Even though we can consider as this faculty development program, we are having the many gadgets we are organizing in traditionally we are have on classrooms every faculties are called for a particular piece. We will share our knowledge, we will upskill ourselves, but nowadays technology we are from worldwide we are, I mean, we can go for that also, because that much of technologies are improved nowadays through this research. So these are the main purpose. So why we are going for the research? Only research you can go for new things in every field, even innovation, healthcare, business, education. So all these fields only upgraded through this research only. So this is I'm here to conclude this why research topic here. Okay, next topic is importance of research. Continuing with the why research, it is also similar to that only. That are the that points are again repeated in this importance of research. We are undergoing this research for advancing our knowledge and problem solving concepts, and for innovation and for decision making. So these are the main importance of research. Sorry for the technical issues. Okay, let me continue with the next topic. Characteristics of good research. So when you are carrying out the research, we have to consider some of the points that makes our researches good. First one is objectivity and unbiased. Okay, first one is objectivity and unbiased. So when you're going for the research, you should be unbiased, and then you have some objective to carry out your research. Like research aims to be neutral and free from personal bias. It relies on fact and data, not personal opinions to reach conclusion. I think it clearly defines you. When you're going for research, it should be unbiased. You should not take your personal opinions on particular thing and draw the conclusion for the things. Okay, for example, you can go for testing any. You can go for this cosmetics to UV, I mean sunscreen. You have two brands. Okay, so for these two brands, you have to make the questions to the respondent. From that respondent data, you have to make the conclusion which one is a better one and which one is not effective. So you should not conclude this research by defining any one of the cosmetic it is effective one by your personal opinion. You should not say that this the cosmetic is effective one comparing to this one. You should not conclude that one. If you're concluding the research in that way, it is not considered as a good research. So these characteristics defines you this one. Okay, next one is systematic and structured. So when you're carrying the research, you should have some systematic and structured steps to follow to carry out the conclusion. For example, you're going for some clinical trial for any vaccine medications. You have to first define the what is your research question. Does this drug reduce blood pressure? For example, you're going for the blood pressure or drugs, you're going to identify that drugs. You can first define the why you're going for this concept. Okay, why you're taking this as your research. So second one is design the experiment. Then collect the data and analyze the result and draw the conclusion. Here you're following some procedure to carry out this research. So we are calling it as systematic and structured. So when you're using this systematic process for your research, then this research is considered as good research. And next one is empirical. Empirical means observing. So, for research is grounded in empirical evidence, meaning it is based on observation or experiments that can be measured and verified. Okay, so when you are going for example, if you are studying the plant, how this plant growth is affecting through the sunlight, whether this plant is growing by observing the sunlight. So you can go in for this kind of research, and so you have to observe. Without observing that process, you should not conclude that there is an impact. Causing because of sunlight for the growth of plant. We couldn't come I mean we couldn't conclude the research. Okay, so we have to observe throughout the process. We have to observe whether the sunlight is affecting the growth of plant or not. We have to give the proper evidence, proper empirical evidence to show the impact of sunlight and growth of plants. So we are calling it as empirical evidence. And next one is characteristics of good research. Here, ethical is one of the characteristics. What is ethical? Ethical considerations are central to research. Researcher must ensure the integrity of their work, protect participants' rights, and avoid harming individuals or community. Obviously, when you are going for research, you should not harm anybody. So Here I taken the example in medical research participants are required to inform consent about participating in a drug trial. Okay, so if you are going for drug trial, you have to inform the participant about the what are the impact, what are the consequence we will be faced after injection is done, after accepting your body, after drug is accepted in your body, what are the consequence will be faced, how it will be overcome. So everything will be clearly explained to that participants without for your sake you're affecting the others, it is also not considered as a good research. So next one is analytical. Analytical means it is analysis of data to uncover patterns, relationships, or insights. The analysis is typically objective and based on logical reasoning. Okay, so analytical here, we are majorly doing the data analysis. Okay, so without analyzing the data collected from the participant, we can't draw the conclusions, right? So we can call it as analytical. Example, in a survey about satisfaction, student satisfaction among the universities, like extracurricular activities. So here we have to identify the data by having some survey questions to the students. Through that questions, we are collecting the data and doing the analysis, right? Through that analysis, we are finally concluding whether the students are satisfied with the extracurricular activities which is done by the various universities or not, right? So that only, so analytical is also one of the characteristics of good research. Next one is replicable. It means high quality research is always replicable, meaning other researchers should be able to reproduce the study and obtain similar results if they follow the same methodology. For example, a researcher who study on the effect of diet on weight loss publishes the full methodology collection process and statistics. This allow other research replicate the study and verify the result. Like if any participants, okay, so if any researchers done a research on diet plan like a weight loss something, they are concluded that because of diet only the participants are losing their weight. Okay, so they are used some methodologies, research methodologies carried out by the one researcher. So if another researcher, for example a researcher done the research on these process, like they are used some sampling methodology, some research design, collected the data, sample size, everything will be done by the A researcher. If B researcher again doing that same methodology, same process they are doing in same way, they also conclude the result as there is some impact, same result will be replicated. So then only that research is considered as a good research. And next one is theoretical foundation. So theoretical foundation means research is often built on existing theories or frameworks and it aims to test, refine and develop new theories. For example, in psychology, a researcher may investigate the theory of cognitive dissonance by conducting the experiment, see if people change their attitude, reducing the psychological discomfort by their action contradict the better. What is meant by cognitive dissonance? If the person uh, is not well with their teaching methodology, so they show some low morale to engage with the people. So these concept will be, so how to overcome these type of students to engage in the teaching environment. So these type of research can be done to develop the cognitive dissonance of the student. Okay, we have some short break with some poll questions. I request participants to participate in this poll question to answer to the question posted through the Zoom meeting through the chat box. Thank you for the answering for the poll question. Okay, let's start the session. So next topic is research process. So when you are carrying out the research, there are some process we have to carry out. So there are some steps are available in research process. First one is define the problem. Second one is review the literature. And third one is formulate hypotheses and then design the research, collect data, analysis data, interpret and report. So these are the entire research process that we will be carried out to draw the conclusion. So step one, define the problem. What it means. Define or clearly state the research problem or questions. This defines the gap in existing knowledge or an issue of concern that needs future elucidation. A well defined problem sets the direction for the whole research project. It helps determine scope and objective. So when you're choosing your research topic, we have to clear about the why you are choosing that topic. You have to identify the what are the problems arise through your topic. So we first identify the problems and then have to clearly define the objectives scope for your research. I given here example of research problem statement by considering the COVID-19 pandemic. I already explained you about this pandemic situation for for finding the new vaccines to avoid the pandemic situation. But here I compared with the employee turnover rate. So this research problem statement clearly defines the how to retain the talented employee after the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. So nowadays, many organization is going for the second option like remote work because comparing to the employees who is working on the organization and employees working in the home having some different productivity. So even though they are put in the situation in the limited area, they doesn't work for many hours. They will be feel very appetite and they are not working towards the productivity of the organization. So, but in if they working through the remote work, so they are improving some knowledge, the upskilling themselves through the work which is given by the organization, and they are some concentrating on the productivity of the organization. So, by considering this one, organization are taking this also one of the options while recruiting the employees to the organization. So flexible hours, remote works. So these are the options included in the nowadays recruiter option after COVID-19 pandemic. So through this research problem, we can identify the how the employee satisfaction and turnover rates are reduced in the companies. So these are the way we have to define the problem for our research. And second, step two, after identifying the problem, we have to go for the literature review. What is literature review? We have to have some idea about the research already carried out through these topics. We have to identify some knowledge gaps. So we have to describe the methodologies which is carried out by the existing researchers. From that one, we have to go for our further development. So that is review of literature. So these are the main thing but it will be elaborately discussed in the upcoming faculty development programs. This is one of the topics. It will be clearly explained by the resource person. So next one is formulating hypotheses and setting research questions and objectives. Here, hypothesis is a testable statement about the relationship between the variables. While research questions guide the investigation into the problem, these hypotheses or questions serve as the focus of the study and directing the research design and methodology. So, for example, research questions: how do flexible work policies such as remote work and flexible hours influence employee retention in mid-sized companies? So next question is, what is the relationship between employee satisfaction and the availability of flexible work arrangements? So these are the research questions. By considering these research questions, we have to frame the testable statement, that is hypothesis. We have two hypotheses, one is H1 and H2. H1, here you are fixing the hypothesis statement as flexible work policies are positively correlated with higher employee retention in mid-sized companies. And second one is, employees who are offered flexible work arrangements report higher level of job satisfaction compared to those without flexible work options. By fixing these testable statements, you have to finally analyze the data and uses the statisticals to conclude the research. So these are the this is the basic concept. It will be explained in the upcoming sessions in 7 days FDP program. I am just explaining the basic things about this formulating the hypothesis. Just for one basic understanding about the what is research questions and what is meant by hypothesis. And next one is design the research. So selection of methodology for conducting this study. So here many methods are available to carry out our research, that is qualitative, quantitative and mixed methods. Methods appropriate to collect data are chosen, such as survey, interview, experiment, etc. So researchers then determine the analysis of data. The research design should be appropriate and adequately address the research questions and objective in this case. It should appropriately show that the method chosen will help to solve the problems. So we have to design the research that should solve the problems throughout your research process. Example, first one is research design. There are n number of research designs are available based on your research problem. So based on your research problem, you can go for the any one of the methodology, any one of the research design which is apt for your research. And second one is sampling. Here sampling means you're taking some sample size from the population. From whole population, you're taking some samples through many methodologies. Okay. So there are many methods are available in sampling. It is discussed in this session later. Then third one is data collection methods. So how you're going to collect the data, through survey or through structured interviews or through focus group discussion. So many data collection methodologies are available. You have to choose the data collection method. And then data analysis. Okay. So through data analysis, here you are using many statistical tools such as descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. So through that statistics, you can analyze the data and conclude the research. And next one is ethical consideration. I already discussed about the ethical consideration in characteristics of good research. When you are when you are permitting the participant to the particular research, you have to inform about the consequence which is faced by the participants after the research. So without informing any information you are using for your personal use for the participant, it is considered as unethical. So you have to inform the participant regarding the what are the harmful things will be happened on after these research consequence. So it will be explained to the participants. And then time frame. So these are the things you have to clearly explain in this research design. So I hope you understand. So next step is
Video on பண்ணு. For 2 minutes video on.
okay. Next step is collect data. So data collection, it means collects all the relevant data employing their chosen method. This can be experiment, survey, or qualitative in the form of an interview or simply through observation. Proper data collection will deliver valid and reliable research, and researchers need to be vigilant enough to avoid bias during this stage. So, we have two methods for collecting the data. One is primary and another one is secondary data. Primary data, it represents the fresh data that will be collected directly from the respondent. It may be collected through the various methods like survey, questionnaire, interview, observation, experiment. And secondary data, you can go for any literature review and commercial database. So these are all the examples for secondary data collection methods. And next step is analysis data. Now the collected data is analyzed in the process to draw conclusion based upon it. Depending on the type of data collected, researchers apply statistical analysis, thematic coding, or other appropriate methods for interpreting the results. The analysis should be systematic and objective, allowing the researchers to determine whether the data supports or refutes the original hypothesis or answers the research questions. So after collecting the data, we have to analyze the data through proper statistical analysis tool by considering the hypothesis that is fixed at the prior stage of your research process, whether it is accepting the hypothesis or rejecting the hypothesis, whether there is difference in the hypothesis, everything will be interpreted in this stage. After analyzing the data, you are finally concluding your research. Interpretation, it means the process of making sense of the data you have collected and analyzed, what it means in relation to your research questions, hypotheses, and objectives. So, you will be framed the hypotheses, research questions, objectives at the prior stage of your research process. In this stage, you are linking with the all these things by concluding your research process. By understanding the pattern, relationship, trends, everything will be interpreted and finally drawing the conclusion from them. I hope you are clear with this research process. I repeat once again. So when you are carrying out the research, the first step is defining the problem. So after defining the problem, you have to review the literature which is related to your problem. After that, have to formulate the hypothesis. There is two type of hypotheses are there. One is null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. So these hypotheses will be discussed in detail in upcoming sessions. And next stage is design the research. So in research methodology, we have to have some components to designing the research I discussed in this session, that is what is type of research you are going to use, what is your sampling type, what is data collection methods, what are the statistical tools you are used for analyzing the data, and what are the ethical considerations you have to maintain throughout your research, and collecting the next step is collecting the data, and finally analyze, then interpret. So these are the research steps you have to carry out your research process. So next topic is research methodology. Here I discussed in start of this session about the research. It means to discovering the new knowledge related to the questions. Then what is meant by research methodology? It refers to the systematic approach used to gather, analyze, interpretation in order to answer specific research. Here you are going to have some approaches. You are going to include some components for your research prior to the implementation. So that is research methodology. So what is the components? First one is research design. What is research design? It is a blueprint or plan for conducting this study, entire study. If you are undergoing the research, this blueprint itself clearly tells about the what are the things you are going to carry out throughout your research. And then sampling. Sampling means it is subset of individuals or units from a larger population. So you can't collect the data from all the entire population in the particular sample frame, right? So for that reason, you're going to identify some samples. For identifying these samples, you have some methods. Various methods are available. Based on your research, you can use methods to collect these samples from the respondents. And another third one is data collection, primary and secondary data. That is data collection methodologies. That also the one of the component of research methodology. So here you have to tell what type of the methodology, whether you're going for the survey or observation or experiment. So everything will be mentioned in this data collection method. And next one is data analysis. Data analysis is carried out in various ways, qualitative, quantitative, mixed approach. Qualitative in the sense you can, it is a non-numerical data. You can check the, you can collect the opinion on particular things. For example, you can collect the data from the students, whether your teaching methods are good for the students or not, whether they are satisfied with your teaching methodology. So this can be analyzed through this qualitative uh, research. So for quantitative research, it means if you want to know the percentage of people adapted for the new education policy, here you are concluding with the numbers. Okay, how many patients are required through these COVID vaccines? Here you are interpreting and concluding the data in a numerical way. You are taking your end result will be the percentage or number. So that is called as quantitative method. So mixed in the sense you are using both qualitative and quantitative for your research. So that is called as mixed method. So next one is tools. So here you have tools like a descriptive, inferential, statistical tools like for descriptive mean, median, mode, standard deviation. You can go for that type of analysis, or for inferential statistics, you can go for the hypothesis testing through the ANOVA test, t-test. So various tools are available. So depends on your research type, you can go for these. Can choose these tools for your research. And finally, ethical consideration. So confidentiality and informed about the harm about the participants for engaging in the research. So everything will be included in these ethical considerations. Hope have you cleared about this research methodology and components are presented in the research methodology, right? So next topic is types of research. So I explained there are many types of research. I chose some basic some limited types of research for your explanation. The first one is fundamental research. It is also called as basic research. Actually, this research aims to expand knowledge and understanding of fundamental principles and concepts without necessarily focusing on practical application. If any researcher wants to understand the theoretical foundations of the research, you can go for this fundamental research. If researcher is carrying out the research to find the theoretical background or theoretical questions, so that type of research we can call it as fundamental research or basic research. So next one is example. What is example? So here I taken the example for a role of photosynthesis in understanding the molecular mechanism. If researcher wants to understand the molecular mechanism which is behind the photosynthesis process, they can go for this fundamental research. The aim of this fundamental research is to explore the molecular mechanism involved in photosynthesis with a particular focus on how plants regulate their photosynthetic pathway in response to environmental factors. Here, environmental factors like light, temperature, carbon dioxide levels, so everything will be observed through this molecular mechanism. The objective is to develop a deeper understanding of the biochemical and psychological process that contribute to plant growth and development. So, simply we can conclude this fundamental research for if the researcher is going to discover new theories or they are going to understand the concepts related research, that research is called as fundamental research or basic research. Here I taken the example of studying the molecular mechanism of photosynthesis. So how these carbon dioxides and temperatures are affecting the environment. And the next topic is applied research. So when the researcher going for the real world problems in fields such as engineering, medicine, business and education, that type of research is called as applied research. Example, improving customer retention through personalized e-commerce. So nowadays e-commerce are playing the wide wide in marketing. So by attracting the customer is very challenging for the e-commerce people because n number of e-commerce websites are emerging into the e-commerce market. For that reason, retaining the customer for the particular e-commerce person is very difficult. So you can have this as a problem. You can go for the research. You can identify the strategies to retain the customers. So this kind of research it is called as applied research. So next one is quantitative research. So quantitative research, I already said that it is a numerical data, the collection and analysis of numerical data to understand relationship patterns and trends. It typically uses structured research instruments such as survey, experiments, and statistical analysis to gather and analyze data. So this research is mostly undergone in example market research, public health studies. We can go for this research in the large populations. So, so this is called as quantitative research. Next one is qualitative research. The research, it involves the collection of analysis of non-numerical data and textual analysis. For example, If a researcher wants to know the behavior of the respondents or perspectives through any teaching methodologies, so it can be identified through this qualitative research. Okay, so I already told that teaching methodologies, how the students are satisfied with the different teaching methodologies, and what are the latest technologies emerged for students, how they are expecting, how their satisfaction level is improving, how this cognitive level is improving. It will be identified through this qualitative research. You can do the case study, uh, something, you can carry out many methods are available. You can go for any research method and draw the conclusion for this qualitative research. Next one is experimental research. So experimental research allows researcher to establish cause and effect relationship. So whether one variable affecting the another variable, this can be achieved through this experimental research. The effect of different study methods, whether affecting the exam performance. For example, we can take three methodologies like self-testing, summarizing, mind mapping. There are three technologies are available for teaching. So you are having the three group of students. You can have these three types of method to the students, and finally observe the exam performance. Which method is apted for the students, which group of students are impacted in more exam performance. So this will be analyzed through this experimental research. Next one is descriptive research. It is to describe the characteristics, behavior or phenomenon that naturally occur. So for example, so education institutions are now student satisfaction with online teaching. So how it is impacted, how they satisfied. So checking this kind of satisfaction level, you can go for the descriptive research, whether they satisfied or not, whether it is useful or not, whether you can implement in future research or not. So these are the descriptive research will be carried out. Last one is exploratory research. So it means to investigate a topic or problem in an exploratory manner. It is conducted, there is a limited existing knowledge or understanding of a subject and aims to generate insights and identify potential research questions or hypotheses. Exploratory research method may include literature reviews, interviews, focus groups, or pilot studies. We can simply say exploratory research as pilot test. Before you are originally implementing your research into the area, you can do the pilot study. So that study is called as exploratory research. So these are the examples of exploratory research: exploring consumer attitudes towards the electrical vehicles in a developing countries, because many countries adapted the electrical vehicles, but still developing countries are not showing interest towards the adapting these e-vehicles, because consumers are not ready to buy the electrical vehicles. To identify the what are the factors in influencing that customer attitudes, it will be done through this exploratory research. I hope this session will be useful for all the participants. Here I am ending my session. If you have any queries, you can ask me.
I now invite Professor V. Anita to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, one and all. On behalf of everyone here, I would like to thank our resource person, Professor Divya, Department of Business Studies, School of Arts and Science, SMBC, for delivering an enlightening talk on Introduction to Research. Ma'am, your presentation helped all of us in understanding the fundamentals of research, its importance, systematic process, and its applications to solve real-world problems. Your insightful session has provided us with a deeper understanding towards research, and ma'am, you made the session engaging and informative. Finally, I thank all the participants for your enthusiasm and cooperation throughout the session. I hope all participants will take away new ideas and how to generate new knowledge regarding research that you can enhance yourself in teaching practices and professional development. Thank you, one and all, and we look forward to the session tomorrow. A kind notice, I request all participants to fill the feedback form by the link shared in the chat box. Thank you.
Participants kindly fill the feedback form. The form link will be posted in the WhatsApp group also. Thank you. Unmute பண்ணுங்க. யாரோ கால் பண்றாங்க.